It's now time for Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of the staff nor the management of KWN TV 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Now, let's go Around Town on KWN TV 7.
You better brighten up.
Yeah.
Hello, here we are today, and Rex has got to get his smiley face on.
I know. Well, I made my big entrance by falling on the stage a while ago, so.
But that's all right.
Yeah. I did it gracefully, though. It was gracefully.
You caught yourself.
Yeah.
But we have a big show today. We have several guests. Mm-hmm. We have a lot going on in town. We've got the Business Expo and the Christmas Parade coming up this weekend, which is Saturday. If you have a small business or service or something, which that would be a business too, something you sell, if you'd like to participate in the Business Expo, you can get a hold of one of us. Or you can call Nathan at 423-596-5201. There's still a few spaces left at the high school. And listen, if you've never been to this, it's very well attended.
And it's
Have
a
you
big
been?
It's a big oh yeah. It's a big deal. It really is.
Excuse me.
No,
But
bless you.
it really is. It's very, very well attended. They're going to have every year they have a children's zone where they have the bouncy houses and they make crafts, ornaments, for the children to go in and it's locked in the cafeteria so they can't get out. But so the children can go in there while the parents are shopping. There's a lot of booths with a lot of good stuff, a lot of Christmas prizes. They're doing big sales, and Uncle Lars will be there doing food, and they always have such a good variety and so many good things.
A lot of Christmas gifts you can purchase.
Oh, a lot of Christmas gifts. And let me tell you, there's some women going to be there that I know very well that will have homemade peanut butter brittle, candies. And let me tell you, my favorite, my sister-in-law, Renee, she makes this cookie. And I'm not even a big sweet person. My weakness is bread. But these cookies, she calls them tea cakes. They're not fancy looking. They're just little old round, almost looks like a sugar cookie, I guess. But it's not a sugar cookie. I'm telling you, this is the best cookie you have ever had. We love them. We look forward to holidays. Anytime where we think we're going to get some.
I love tea cakes too.
Well,
I
maybe
like tea cakes.
I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
It probably is. It sounds like it anyway.
Oh, Rex, they are so good.
Yeah.
We eat them until we're sick of
I
them.
was raised on tea cakes. So
Well-
I'll have to get me some of them, make sure.
Yeah, well, she's taking pre-orders too. She's already sold, I think, about 13 dozen.
Oh,
she
really?
just started it last night. And she's already,
Yeah.
but they are so good, and she's doing them for $6 a dozen. And I mean, and when I say homemade, they're homemade,
Well, that's good.
and they are so good.
Yeah, you can't buy. I bought tea cakes, and they're just not the same as homemade ones that you get at home. Somebody makes
Well,
it
see,
home.
I guess I never had them before until her and my mother-in-law made them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been having them for 30 years now, but I've never had any besides
That's before they sold cookies. That was our cookies.
Well, Rex, they are so good.
I'm gonna have to get me some of them.
We eat them things at Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving, and any other time when it's Tish loves them. So she normally gets some for her birthday or something.
Oh, yeah.
And we always look forward to them tea
And
cakes.
they're great with a cup of coffee. Just yes.
Listen, I just like them with water.
Yeah. Anything to wash them down with.
They're so good. But she'll have a lot of those there. And when I say these are homemade,
from scratch. You're talking about
yes,
from scratch.
yes, but I'm talking about there's going to be these ladies. These ladies are like 80-something years old. If a lot of you know Donna Newell, it used to be Donna Massengale, Donna Floyd now. Her mother, and I know her mother just as well as you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Ruth Newell. Ruth Newell.
Well, and two, everybody can't make good tea cakes.
Well, now let me tell you something. My sister-in-law makes the best.
Yeah.
The best. The best. So when I'm going to take a few around to different people around town and share them with them.
Oh, that'd make a nice Christmas gift.
But there'll be a lot of things at the Business Expo for sale. But I just wanted to tell you, when I say there's going to be some good Christmas baked goods, I mean some good ones. Good ones. So, and of course, there'll be the usuals from, like there was last year. Like Gross Furniture will be there, and they'll be doing a good sale. You know, a lot of our local people will be there.
I think they have some clothes to sell, too. People have homemade clothes and things, or wraps and stuff like shawls and stuff like that.
It's really a good little expo.
It's good variety.
Angie Dean's there with her LuLaRoe stuff. You know, women loves that line of clothing. So you do want to participate in that. Go visit. The admission's free.
Yeah.
And you want to do some last-minute Christmas shopping? I think it'd be my first minute.
Yeah.
I hadn't even started yet.
And I think they're going to close it at 4:00. It's what, from 10 to 4 or 9 to 4 or just.
I don't know. We'll know in a minute.
Well, anyway, and after that, it's going to close at 4. I know that, and then at 6:00 is going to be the parade, the Christmas parade. So that'll work in. That'll be an all-day thing. You know, that with the expo and then the parade that night.
That's right.
Yeah.
On another note, I want to tell you, most of you know Marilyn Fauci. Marilyn worked at the old Wright. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
She worked at the old Wright's restaurant. She worked at Brock's restaurant. That little lady has been cooking for me for about 30 years. The sweetest little lady. If Marilyn Fauci hadn't fixed a plate for you over the years, you've just never had dinner.
Yeah.
You hadn't had and you definitely hadn't had dinner here in Dade County. And then she did, she made plates at home and sold them. She worked a lot down at General Woods Bed and Breakfast because now Nadine Woods was her niece, and she cooked a lot down there. I mean, I'm talking about this lady was just magical with her hands when it came to food, and made the best chicken and dumplings you will ever have.
I don't know how long she worked at Rice, but it was.
I don't know, but when I would have a big crowd at my house, I would always have her cook for me. And she knew that chicken and dumplings was my favorite thing. Yeah. And so on the occasion, she'd show up with just some chicken and dumplings for me, just a bowl of chicken and dumplings. She was the sweetest thing, loved her family, just the sweetest. I'm going to miss her.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really going to miss her. She cooked over the years. That's the way I got to know her, but we became really, really good friends. Just really good friends. I loved Marilyn. Loved Marilyn. Since I brought up Marilyn, let me tell you, you see my little tree here? It's made out of clothespins and beads of some sort. If you guys see Lynn Buffington, you tell her I was showing off this tree. Now, I was over in her office a few years ago, and she had this sitting in her office. And I complimented it because I had one when I was a little girl. And I'm not big on decorations for holidays and stuff. It just, I'm just so busy, and I just don't like change, and so I don't like to tear everything out and all that. But I just kept complimenting on this tree. And she said, "Well, I'm gonna give it to you." And I said, "No, you're not. No, you're not." But she did, and I love this tree. I absolutely love it, and I wanted to bring it today and share it with all of you. Now, she told me that when General Woods, Bob Woods, he was a colonel.
Yeah.
No. In the Army.
That's right. He was a colonel. Or no, he was general.
General. That's right.
He was a general.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right. He was a general. Well, anyway, Lynn and her mother would make these and send them to all the troops. over there. She said over the years, they made hundreds of them things and sent them. And this just happens to be one that she had left. And I mean, I just love it. Is that not just pretty as it can be? I mean, look
Very
how nice.
Christmassy.
Yeah. So if you
The
see,
little star fell off on
oh
it.
my goodness, it
Just
just
stick it
goes
back on there.
Yeah, it just goes right in there.
Yeah.
So if you see Lynn, you tell her that I was bragging on this little tree.
Yeah.
Every year I get it out, and I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
If I didn't have,
Makes a great centerpiece.
well, if I didn't have my grandkids coming to my house for Christmas and stuff, this would be the only tree I'd have.
Yeah.
It'd be so easy to get it out.
Oh, yeah, and set it out and then set it back
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful.
Um,
Lynn, you did a good job.
Yeah. And hey, she said that thing was several years old.
Yeah, and it must have taken her a good while to make it,
Well,
too.
look
It's
at
just-
it. You know it
there's
did.
a lot of pieces to it.
A lot of pieces. It's all safety pins.
Yeah.
But so we have a good show today. We have Miss Cindy Thurman from the Sheriff's Department. She's going to come on and share a little news with us about hope for the holidays. You know, we have a really nice community here.
Mm-hmm.
Great Sheriff's Department. They always come together and try to take care of the children in our community that may need a little help at
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah. That's a good time to do it.
Yeah, so she's going to come on and tell us a little bit about that. And then we have our superintendent, which is
Yep.
a superstar, Dr. Harris. All kinds of good things happening in our school system. That just excites me since I've got two little grandsons coming
That's
up in the
right.
school system. She's going to come on and talk to us about that. And then I think we have another guest that's going to come on and talk a little bit about the Business Expo.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get started. Now, Rex?
Well, I wanted to say something about the...
Well, I want you to say something.
the
You've
da-
been just sitting there like a lump
well,
on a log.
The Davis School, the new Christmas ornament that they made is from the Davis School. And
Now, tell us about those Christmas ornaments.
They've been making. They've got one to the courthouse, the
McBride.
coffee shop, McBride House, the old high school. They've been making them for years. Well, anyway, this year it's Davis, the old brick part of the rock
Davis School.
part, and they're over at the library, and also they're supposed to be selling them over at the commissioner's office too, but they didn't have any over there this morning. Somebody came in and wanted to buy 5 of them, and they didn't have any to put out, you know. So they need to get something from the library because people come in there and see them laying on the counter and want to buy one.
I've got to buy one. You know, I have all the others.
Yeah, I have a whole lot of them. There's 1 or 2 that I missed, but most of them.
Lord Rex, you could find them.
The old jail. They had one of the old jail.
Surely you have the old jail.
Oh, I got that one. Yeah, I got
Oh, you
that.
probably got a bunch of them,
Yeah,
don't
well,
you?
as a matter of fact, I gave him the picture
To make
to
it.
make it right. You know, I just had a perfect picture for that.
I'm sure you
It
did.
still had the old trees. It had the trees there, so that made it even better. And speaking of courthouse, which we weren't, but I think, well, they got one of the courthouse.
Yes. Well, you know they'd have one of the courthouse.
Oh, yeah. And we just got a architectural report from Bruce Case telling us a lot of things that we need to do to get the courthouse back in shape. And the main thing is the roof. We got to do something. That's going to be the biggest cost of trying to get that roof fixed.
Structurally
because
sound.
they didn't realize how bad it was till they got up in there and started looking. So that's going to be the main thing to get that fixed. And we're hopefully got our fingers crossed that we're going to get the money to do it. When we get it started, do it all instead of just piecemealing it. And we need to get that done. You know?
Oh, the courthouse is our it's our signature.
Oh yeah, and
We
it's
need
going. Once we get done, if it's just half of what we think it's going to look like, it's going to be beautiful.
Well, you know, you go to these little towns and they've all made their courthouse. You know, if it was an old building in the middle of the town, which is very popular.
Yeah.
Or back then that was just
A
very
lot,
common.
especially in Georgia.
Yeah, it was very, very common. I guess everybody could find it.
Mm-hmm.
But they've just made them just beautiful masterpieces.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And ours deserves that.
And
too.
it's going to be downstairs and upstairs. You don't have different things in it, and it's just going to be a nice place to rent where people can rent it. There's going to be some permanent things in there like the.
I hope you've got some nice landscaping figured in on it.
Yes, that too. And the chamber's going to be in there.
When we get one.
Yeah, when we get one. That's
I should-
sad. I know you should say, but that's true. We need a good chamber.
Yes, we do.
You know, because that.
And Rex, I nominate you to be the.
Well, no, that we already nitched that in the bud.
You need to be the
no,
chamber director.
I've got my finger in too many things now.
I know, but you need to get your finger out of Alabama. You belong here in Dade County,
That's
in
true.
Georgia.
That is true, and I thought that, but
you need to be working.
Well, if I
Center
quit down there, my girls told me that I'd drive them crazy, so they want me to get out of the house and get gone. Which is good to be down there because that's all I do is just sit there and talk
but you
to
could
greet
do
people.
you could do it here and greet people.
Some guy told me the other day I was a great ambassador for Alabama, you know, and I have to bite my tongue sometimes not to say, well, now, Georgia, I'm from Georgia. I do tell them I'm from Georgia, but, you know, and
right.
Every once in a while I'll push Georgia, you know, and get that out of the way. And I had one other thing I wanted to say.
Do we have that picture
Oh, yeah,
yet?
the calendar, the new calendar.
That picture of that I just sent you? We have a new calendar. Let me see that.
This is a calendar. This is a Historical Society's calendar, and that's the picture of the New England Church.
Oh, it's churches this year.
And it's this year, and last year we got it out too late, but now you can purchase it at the library, and they've got some over at the Commissioner's office, and they're all old churches that's been around. Some of them have been destroyed.
Bird's Chapel. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Bird's Chapel.
That chapel was burned. I think that's Bird's Chapel. It was burned. And that's Rising Fawn.
Rising Fawn Methodist. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's got a little history on the bottom of each one.
Oh, I see that.
So if you want to go purchase one of them, you can get it at the library, and it's going to go for a good cause. And
Bethlehem.
That's Bethlehem. That's over in Sligo, and that's Trenton Baptist. Let
me tell you, we got some churches here, don't we?
Yeah, we do. As we always say, there's a Baptist church on every corner.
This is in Wildwood, isn't it? The Little Brown Church?
Yeah, no, that's on Lookout Mountain.
Oh, I thought.
That's on Lookout. That's on Lookout Mountain.
Oh, this is
at West Brown.
Yes, up at the top. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
I know where that is.
Yeah, and that's
Wildwood
Methodist. So, and it's all got about a little history, and some of them are real old. Some of them are no longer in existence, but we had pictures of them and thought there's New England Baptist and a couple more.
Sarah's Chapel, Brown Gap Cemetery Church. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's real old. But anyway, it can be purchased at the library, and it's they're $15. And it's going to raise money for the library, and the Historical Societies is one that's selling them. I can't think of anything.
All right, we're
else.
going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our first guest. Thank you.
Hey, that cold weather is coming, and it's never too early to get your winter supplies from Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Everything you need to wrap pipes under the house, winterize around the doors. Make sure your outside faucets are protected, and keep those drafts from coming through the windows. Get your supplies for fall and winter for the home and farm today. Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Telephone 706-462-2071. When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We're here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope.
Looking around your home thinking it may be time for a new look? Let Comfort Gallery in Kimball help you make perfect choices for every room in your home. Living room, bedroom, dining room suites from all the major furniture manufacturers. If we don't have what you need in the store, browse our full-color interactive kiosk to find exactly what you need. And don't forget a new mattress set. After all, sleeping well makes everything better. At Comfort Gallery, we offer free delivery and setup, 1 year free layaway, and 6 and 12 months, same as cash. Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street, 1 mile north of I-24, exit 152A in Kimball, Tennessee. Gigabit Internet residential service is now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber in Jackson and Marshall County. Residential gig service is now available for only $79.95. Call today to have your gig service installed at 256-437-5000. High-speed fiber residential gig internet service now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber. Business and commercial customers can get gig service too. Call for pricing 256-437-5000. Gig service from North Alabama Electric Co-op. 256-437-5000.
Come hungry and leave satisfied at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon. Cloud's Pizza uses only the freshest ingredients, and we hand toss our own pizza dough. Our pizzas are made from scratch when you order, so they're always fresh. And don't forget about our famous Sand Mountain cheese sticks. You can eat from the daily buffet or try a mouth-watering hamburger or cheeseburger. Come see your friends at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon, and never leave hungry. Call ahead at 597-3100 for Cloud's Pizza. Visit us on Facebook at Cloud's Pizza and more.
Come see us at Cloud's Pizza.
We are back with a familiar face here, Miss Cindy Thurman. You know, how long have you been on the police force now?
About 6 years.
But you know, it was like when you started, you was everywhere.
It felt
She
like I was
still
everywhere.
is. She still is.
No, but really, I mean, I knew it hadn't been like 15 or 20 years,
It's been
but
6.
but it is. It's like I don't even remember you doing anything else now.
Oh, I remember. I sold steel
Yeah.
for 26 years.
Well,
so
yes, I remember you. But I even bought some steel from you. Now that I think about it, but
26
I
years.
just think of you as doing this now.
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
Doesn't it, though?
That
She's
Lord,
in
it
that
does.
police car, that little
Whether
bitty
you are or
smart
not.
car.
Yeah.
I remember when you got that car, Dex said, "Have you seen Cindy Thurman's new car?" And I said, "No." And I thought that's odd because he normally wouldn't even notice or
Yeah.
think anything. And he said, "Well, all I can say is I hope she don't run into a bug." He
Oh,
said,
you got one of those little. Oh,
But it had
Lord.
the safety rating of a Volvo.
"Really?"
Yeah, it's got a roll cage, like a NASCAR roll cage all through it. So you're actually safer in that car than you are in another car.
What about that?
Mm.
And you would think bright yellow would make people not, pull out in front of you, but it doesn't work.
No, it's like a motorcycle. Lights on,
Yeah,
off. It
you
doesn't
still-
matter. Still pull out in front of them.
A lot of people don't see them.
Okay, Cindy. Like I said, it's kind of like you're everywhere. I mean, really, when I think of the police department, I mean, I know several of the others, but I think of Ray and you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I do. I do. I think of the sheriff and her because that's who I always see. When you go to something, you either say Ray or you see Cindy, or maybe both of them.
Well, you're the one that does a lot of the work, so.
That's
You're
it.
gonna
I
be
must
all
be
right.
doing all the work.
Now, I think Ray does some
Oh, he
work.
does a good job.
He does do a little bit.
Sorry about that, Ray, but he do a good job. Yeah. You got to have good help, though. You got
Yes.
good help.
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay,
try.
so Cindy, tell us about the Hope for the Holidays. You know, that's been a great thing going on here for years and years and years. You know, I'm so glad that we're still smiling. We can still capture all that. You
Me
know,
too.
We know what's going on, and we can help.
Exactly.
We know who to help.
We do. They'll put in an application at the sheriff's office, and the applications have changed since the beginning. We actually look at financials too, because we had some slipping in that said they needed help when they didn't need help, or
And you're always going to have that.
and you do,
Yeah.
you do,
You
and
just have
double
to-
dipping, but they'll put in their application, and if approved, it's ages 1 through 15. We don't do any electronics and no bicycles or coats. It's just strictly toys. So they have bagged up the toys. They are distributing them the 19th, December 19th, which is next Thursday, I believe.
Now, I know they've changed over the years, too, as to how they distribute them.
Yes, the parents actually come to the sheriff's office the school right behind the sheriff's office, the elementary school, and pick up the garbage bags full of toys and such.
Yeah. Well, that makes it easier, too, than trying to get out and deliver them all. And
It does, and it's not, I don't want to say it's not embarrassing for some of the kids, because I'm sure it can be, which I hope it's not, because we're there to help. I mean, that's what we want to do.
You know, I used to help with it years ago when Sharon Howell kind of was over it, and Sharon Howell and Carolyn Bradford. I worked with them for several years, but and we used to get, we'd get on the fire trucks and go
I think
around
that would be fun.
and pass it
Yeah.
out. It was fun, but I wondered sometimes. I thought, you know how kids are.
You don't want to embarrass them. You don't.
Yeah, and I didn't. I know there was nothing like that. There was no bad intentions.
No intentions, yeah.
But I wondered about the ones that were older, if they felt, I don't know, You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or embarrass them.
No. I think that's great. If the parents can get the toys and take them home and they get the opportunity to wrap
Wrap
them
'em
and be
up.
Santa Claus, I think that's
Well,
great.
and a lot
think
of
it
it's
is, too.
mostly the parents picking them up. It's not the kids. I mean,
No,
the kids
it's
may be with them, but
Very few, but there is some
Yeah.
kids that come with them.
yeah,
But we don't go below the age of 1, and we don't go over the age of 15.
yeah. That's great.
Well, you got to have some rules.
You do. And I know at one time they gave away bicycles, but a lot of them were returned to the stores for money, so we quit doing that.
Do you know? Back when I worked on it, we did the bicycles, and I remember this one particular time. We showed up at this house, and there was 4 kids there, and there was 4 looked like brand new bicycles sitting out in the yard. And get this, this was sad. When we pulled up, they knew because there used to be this thing, they'd try to give every kid a bicycle.
Oh, I think that's a great thing.
Well, I mean, they did.
I mean, it was.
And so, and the parents knew that too. And when we pulled up, we saw the dad coming out from behind the trailer and was trying to grab those bicycles.
And hide them.
But you know, and the lights, they saw us coming up the driveway, so they was out there, or he was out there, and of course we got up there before he got
Got them all.
and the lights was on it, and they saw it. But I will say this: Sheriff Street was in office at that time, and he handled it really well. And one of the firemen said, because it was so obvious.
Yeah.
And one of the firemen said, "What do we do? With these bicycles?" And he said, "Just go ahead
Just
and
give it to them. Mm-hmm.
He said, "We're not responsible for any of that. We're just
That's it.
we're supposed to give in the way we're going to give." And
We're going to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that was the
and I
right
thought,
decision.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
you're always
it
going to have
was.
something like that happen.
You are,
It just,
yeah.
You
yeah,
just
but we
overlook it.
were all so aggravated at that. That
Oh
they
yeah.
And then try to hide it on top of that.
But it was fine. It was fine. It was better that some kid got 2 as some kid not to get any.
I
You
know.
know.
Definitely.
And when you
true.
start scrutinizing really bad,
And you
might
don't
miss
know, they may
somebody.
have shared those bikes with. They took the new ones or whatever they had and gave the old ones to somebody else.
And
but
it ain't
that
really,
could
and it
be.
really is
Didn't
nothing to
matter.
us
It
anyway.
doesn't matter. That's their
That's on
responsibility.
them. That's
on
it.
them.
That's on
Well,
them.
just tell me this. Of course, I don't want any names or anything, but how many children was on the list this year?
I want to say between 35 and 40. Not as many as we've had in the past.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's not
Mm-hmm.
near what I used to remember.
No, it used to be a lot more. And I think since the economy's turned around, I think that's helped
Yeah,
a
it
lot.
is. Well, a lot of people are working now that hadn't been working and they can afford to buy their kids something.
That's
think
what
that's
she meant when
huge.
she said the economy turned around, Rex.
I know.
I wasn't going to say that.
I mean,
I wasn't going to say that.
you're more
Listen,
polite than mine did.
see
You're more polite than mine did.
how mean I am. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I just don't know you that well yet.
Oh, well, let me tell you. You better get him while you can, because he'll get you.
Oh, good to know. Good
My
to know.
feeling, I don't carry my feelings on my shoulders.
No, he
I don't either.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
you
he
do.
don't. And if you do, tough luck, because he don't
Hate it
care.
for you.
He don't care. Well, so y'all take the applications. How do y'all get the news out? I mean, how do you get
I
the
think
information?
we give it out on Sheriff Talk. Plus, they also send, I think, letters home with the kids at school. So I think that's huge. And then they'll have to fill out the application and bring it by the sheriff's office.
And who investigates just to make sure that what they're putting on there is
There's not a lot of real investigation.
it's just
It's
it's
like,
Around here, most
you just
people
believe
know.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people know somebody that knows
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. I
being
mean, you-
honest about it.
Yeah, you don't want to not believe somebody.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Although in our line of work, we're lied to all the time anyway, so it's nothing new for us. But
I
That's
was
a really
I
great
was a
thing.
probation officer for 18
Oh, yeah, you
years.
get it. You
Yes,
get it.
I've known
You know what they call Rex?
what's that?
Bleeding heart Rex.
BHB, bleeding heart blevins.
Yeah,
Bleeding
bleeding heart
heart
blevins. Yeah.
Well, I'm really, I mean, carry a big stick, but I'm an old softy, really.
I
Yeah.
understand.
They said
you know.
he's always saying, Judge, I mean, you think you just give him one
One
more
more
chance.
chance.
Just
Hey.
one more chance.
Some of them I see that for.
And sometimes
Some
that
of 'em don't.
works. Sometimes that works. And especially since my dad was sheriff, I know a lot of the families way on back and know how they were raised, and they just, you know, they weren't taught any different.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the way
That's
they were
all they
raised.
know,
That's all
and
they
that's
know.
sad.
It is.
But I know
But
we're
go
done.
ahead and tell her, though, ignorance to the law is no excuse.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep, that's absolutely
I've
true.
heard that told to me before.
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah.
When I've gotten pulled over and I said, I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Don't matter if you know it or not.
Tough.
Hate it.
Here's
you
your
don't
ticket.
know.
That little
Sign here.
that little state patrol told me, he said, well, that's okay, I know it. I said, I didn't know that was the law. He said, well, that's okay, I do.
Sign
You
here.
write the ticket out.
Okay, go ahead, Cindy. You had something else you wanted to tell us?
Well, just a couple of things. We are still taking toys for Hope for the Holidays, even though it's all put together, all the toys for this year. But we'll take them for next year, and we take donations all year long for
Yeah.
Hope for the Holidays. And then also we're doing a fundraiser January the 18th. It's the Dade County Sheriff's Office 7th annual fundraiser. And this year our recipients are going to be the Hand Up program,
Which is great.
which
That's
is
local
awesome.
here.
Yes, and the Children's Advocacy Center.
Now, and let me mention this while we're here. I didn't tell you I was going to mention this.
You're fine.
You know, when you come here, you never know.
We dig, we
Listen,
dig.
We never know. But there's a house. I'd just like to clear this up.
Mm-hmm.
When you go up, when you're going up the mountain, up Sand Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and you pass Bethune's, there on the right, isn't that house? That's like Hand Up, the Hand Up program.
If you go on like White, what is that name of that road? I just drew a blank. You turn right off of 136 West.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah. And
White
it's
Oak Gap.
Yes,
White Oak
it's,
Gap,
and
yeah.
it's right
yes,
there
that
on
is.
the right.
They've got a fence that says Hand Up.
That the trustees worked on.
Did they? I did not know that. And that's a great thing if they did.
Absolutely. Well, see,
Mm-hmm.
the reason I said that is because I remembered there was a few people that had called.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why there's trustees working on private property, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I think it's a good thing.
listen, but it wasn't private property.
No, it's not.
No, and I just happened to know.
Mm-hmm.
I was over at the county commission building when somebody come in there. I just happened to be there,
Yeah.
and I said, "What?" Well, now, first of all, I know Captain Chambers that's over those,
Yeah. They are not going to
and we get them for the street department.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you,
Strict.
I know he runs a tight ship. I know that.
Yeah.
But then second of all, I just happened to be familiar with that house because back when when it was with the Child Advocacy Center, they was letting families stay there.
Oh, I didn't know
We
that.
did some flooring up there, so I was a little familiar with the house. And then I heard they put it on some people was on Facebook fussing about it. So
You're
how
always gonna have
crazy?
some
Yeah,
fuss.
I know, but how crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, at least if you're going to do something wrong, most people try to hide it. They don't just do it right
Yeah,
away.
really, don't
Is
do it
that
right in
what
the face.
Rex Mail was involved in?
Yes.
Yes.
And he's
Oh,
also our
that's
chaplain
wonderful.
at the sheriff's office too.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful
I
what
think
he's
it's a
doing.
wonderful thing.
It is.
I mean, I've seen a huge change in some of our ex. So
The one of them
Inmates.
spoke at the Dade First, he made the best talk. That he just got out
Oh, I
of
mean,
jail and
and-
he was helping, and that Rex was helping him. And he just made an excellent talk.
and they
About
they
how
have
it
done
helped him.
so good.
Well,
with that. I mean,
the thing about our, I can say this about our sheriff's department, they really, they treat those inmates, I mean, like real people. I mean, they are. It's somebody's son, it's somebody's brother. And, I've had Captain Chambers call me two times about trustees that's actually worked, for the city.
Oh, yeah.
And they were getting out of jail, and he was like, listen, if you've got an opening down there, the street department's got an opening, not me, but the street department. Now he would be good, and they'd already been working for the street department, so
Some of 'em do
so we
really
already knew what kind of work they did. And let me tell you, we hired them, and on both times we did that. I would consider it a success. They worked there a little while, and then the one guy, it was seasonal, so we knew that we had to find something else for him to do. Yeah. And so I talked to the guy at Vanguard, and he hired him. But now that guy's working at Volkswagen. He's got a great job. Been there for over a year, just doing well. And then the other guy, he's doing vinyl siding and windows. So
that's really good.
Well, you see the trustees all over Trenton doing work off the library, just different places, putting up the Christmas decorations.
Oh, they're very hard workers, and they love to get out and do stuff, which is great.
Yeah,
it gives them a little dignity, you know.
It does, yeah.
Just sitting there in
and
the
you
jail.
don't want to sit down inside the jail all the time.
Well, like I said, that's still somebody's son, somebody's daddy, somebody's
family,
brother. Yeah.
I treat them like I would want my family to be treated.
We've all made mistakes.
Oh, yes, we have.
You know. But anyway, Cindy, thank you for coming on.
You.
And we'll remember the fundraiser in January.
Yes.
And we're also grateful for the Hope for the Holidays. So you pass that on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You'll have to come back on
we'll be right back with our
Absolutely.
superintendent, Dr. Jan Harris.
Tennessee Valley Net, your local provider of fiber optic high-speed internet, TV with over 200 digital channels available, and phone service with lots of extras. Fiber optics from TVN is expanding to many areas. Call and see if TVN is available in your area. 706-657-4367 or log on at tvn.net today. Bundle and save on fiber optic high-speed internet, digital TV, and phone service. All from Tennessee Valley Net. 706-657-4367. Online at tvn.net. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell. Providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family-friendly atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza in Fort Payne. Enjoy the buffet and salad bar anytime or have a specialty pizza made to order. At Stevie B's, take advantage of Two-Stamp Tuesday for adult and senior buffets and Thirsty Thursdays when drinks are free after 4 p.m. Take out any medium pizza weekdays between 2 and 5 for just $4.49. And on the weekends, take out any 2 large pizzas just $14.99. Book your parties now by calling Stevie B's at 256-979-1234. Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North, Fort Payne.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College.
Monda says I need to talk more, but sometimes it's just better to listen. And I'm more of a talker than I am a listener, so I need to start
No, go ahead and
listening.
tell them what you told me. You got on to me.
Well, about Oh yeah, yeah. Monda said I'm not talking. I said, well, Monda, you end a sentence with and it's hard to jump in there when I don't want to be rude.
But we have Dr. Jan Harris with us, who is our school superintendent. And, I call you a superstar on here. I don't know if you know that or not.
No, I didn't.
Well, I do, don't I, Rex?
Oh yeah.
When I refer to you.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've
Well,
done
what
a
an
lot.
honor.
Well, you've done a lot of stuff here. I mean, you're constantly getting this award or starting this program or making this. I mean, it just seems like a lot of positive changes.
Well,
lot of
thank you. We got a
positive
great
additions.
team.
Well, you know what? That's the key to being a good leader. You got to build a great team. So, tell us what's going on. Tell us. I know you have some awards that the school board has worked on winning, and
Yeah, this week we just got back from the Georgia School Boards Association conference, and the board received 2 awards.
can we show that picture,
The
Cody?
first one is there's a picture of the board with some of our team members. They only allowed us to invite a few people, so we have Daniel Case, Bob Woods, Carolyn Bradford, our board chair. Johnny Warren had to leave early. He was there, and he had to leave. And then Jennifer Hartline, and then 2 of our principals, Jamie Farney and Tracy Blevins, and then Josh Engel and
Who's the other lady?
Patty Johnson. Patty is director of academics.
Oh,
Is that the
okay.
lady on the right from?
Yes, by Carolyn. Mhm.
Okay, we wondered who that.
And that's
Yeah.
your husband.
That's my husband. He was there. He's standing behind me. There's Hooley. And we were at the Waverly Renaissance Hotel at the Galleria in Atlanta. And the
nice,
board,
isn't
yes, and the board was one of 9 school districts in Georgia to be a finalist for the Governance Team of the Year.
Now tell me exactly, or a little
What
bit
that
about
means.
what that means.
Okay, there's 181 school districts. 48 school districts were eligible for this award. So we're in pretty high cotton right there, 25%.
Well, it would seem like
Yeah.
And that is because of our smart students and our hardworking teachers, because of our students' test scores, and also because of the exemplary leadership provided by our board. The board had to have more than the minimum amount of training. They had to do a lot of things to be in that prestigious 25%. And then from that, we had to fill out a ton of paperwork and have a site visit and all of that. And many of you in the community helped us with that site visit in the fall. And then the 9 school districts that went through that process and were named finalists were recognized. And Forsyth County won the governance team of the year. But it was a wonderful banquet.
well, what a great honor!
It is.
What
It
a
really
great
is.
honor!
It really was. And we have a wonderful team. I call them, I'll say, this is my beautiful team. I mean, we do. We've got super sharp principals and hardworking directors, and we got on our boots and spurs, not our bedroom slippers. We are,
Well, that's
let's go.
good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, now, and you have a big announcement to make about Davis.
We do, and I have to tell you though, before I leave that, the other award that we got was the Leading Edge Award, and that was recognizing innovation in teaching and learning, and that was because of our partnership with NASA. We're the only school district in America to have such a
Do
partnership.
you know? I read about that in the paper back when you started.
That's impressive. That's
So,
impressive.
okay, now tell me, how do you win that?
Well, they gave a number of awards in different categories. Ours was in teaching and learning, innovation. And I just put all the information together in a packet and then asked several people to write us letters. We had a letter from the governor's office. We had a letter from NASA. We had a letter from William Back, Ted Rumley, a lot of people
That's great.
showing support for that project. But anyway, we should hear any day now. We've applied for a grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for a second printer for the high school. And the one at the middle school, we're making, through additive manufacturing, we're making parts that are currently flying in the International Space Station, even as we speak. And in this
very
week's
impressive.
newsletter,
Now you're
there's a
do-
picture if they want to show
Now you're making parts.
parts. That's right. 3D parts for the International Space Station. We're the only middle school in America to have a partnership with NASA making these high-end parts that are, flame resistant. And if we get this grant, which it looks like everything's going to come through because we were approved to have the public hearing, a few weeks ago for the grant for the high school. There it is. If you scroll down, you'll see the picture of the kids. There you go. There they are holding the 3D parts.
What
there's
about that?
That's Bob Zeke on the right. He's from NASA. He's helping our students, and we're partnering with NASA Hunch
What
program.
about that?
So that's how we got that recognition. And Sheena Hill is our little superstar teacher over at the middle school, and we stole her from Huntsville. She was over the Green Power Initiative. She's our engineering teacher. She's pretty sharp. And then Nick Wilson is going to be teaching this over at the high school. And they'll be making parts for U.S. Army helicopters with a carbon fiber 3D printer through additive
Can you believe
manufacturing.
that?
I know.
That's
sounds great.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That is
So we're
wonderful.
excited.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
High tech. We're moving to high tech.
That's right. That's right.
Well, okay, speaking of our schools, you've got some big news about Davis.
Yes. We want to invite the community to come to two public meetings this Thursday. We have one at noon and one at 6:30, and we have an architect that the board has hired. His name is Ken Harless, and the board will be there at the noon meeting. Some of them will be there at 6:30 as well, and it'll be at Davis, and we're going to show you the pros and cons between tearing down the rock building and building a new building versus renovating. There's a picture of the rock building. And the rock building is 80 years old. And we have some money from the state for the 20-year money. It's about $400,000. And we've been inspecting the building all last year. And it's got some serious problems. So we want to have an informed conversation with the community about the options. The board wants to have that input before moving forward. So that's this Thursday at noon and at 6:30. And if you can't come to that meeting, that's okay. Just call me or email me. You can come meet with me. I'll be glad to share the information with anybody and get the, pros and cons out there and get input.
But when
Well,
you
now,
start-
We have a survey.
Well,
It's
what would-
online.
Okay, so where would they go?
If you go to our website, there's an announcement about the meeting. And if you click on it, on my weekly newsletter, there's a link to a survey. And this morning, the survey was 58% in favor of building a new building as compared to 42% remodeling the building.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't even know what you want to do. I don't know what the board wants to do. But that's good that you're having a meeting so that they can be informed. Myself, it doesn't matter. You can take an old place and redo and redo and redo, and it's still an old
Right.
place.
Well, until,
Right, that's true.
Some of
when you
those old
start tearing
problems you
out and
can't give
looking, there's no telling what you'll find behind this wall and that
Right.
wall, and then
But technology is so much better
Yeah.
now that there's just everything gets better with technology.
and 80 years old.
It
That's,
does.
But hey, I don't know. They may be up there with signs, save the school, save the building. I don't know.
Well, the
no
good
idea.
thing is, the big picture takeaway is the board is committed to having a functional, beautiful building.
One way or the
There.
other.
So that's the good news, and it's just which way to go. And we want to get Head Start back in the building. See, they're displaced right now because of all this work.
Oh,
So we got to get them back in there. We're partners with Head Start. We want them back in there ASAP. So It's a great
Yeah.
program, and we need that space. So we're excited about moving forward with it.
Well, that's
you know,
great.
they had some of the same problem when they was redoing the middle school. I mean, the elementary school, because we used the old building, and there was a lot of work done in that, and it probably should have been torn down. The old high school that was built in '55 should have been torn down, and the new one built, because you only add on so much.
That's right.
Yeah, and then it loses character.
Hey, can I say a thank you to Rex Blevins
Sure.
for the little schoolhouse on the board property?
Isn't that
I see him out there. He's working all the time out there cleaning up that building inside and out, cleaning the windows, painting the door. That's a real gift to the community.
Well,
and
Oh, I think
Thank
it is
you.
too.
Well, Dr.
thank you.
Harris, he has worked on that for years and years and years.
it's wonderful.
Is it finished?
Well, I've got odds and ends to put, like the blackboard I was talking about, and then a few other things, that I'd like to see.
But like the
Put in
roof is
there.
done.
The roof is done. All of it's in the drive. We got an outside outhouse. I love
Isn't
that
that the
outhouse
cutest
too.
place?
Yeah, it's really neat,
Now, Tammy Crane donated that. Was that right?
Oh yes,
The outhouse.
yeah.
She donated that.
Well, they told Amy, said we got a perfect for that, because I had somebody who was going to build one, and we had the wood for it, and they got a lot of old tongue and groove wood out of that. Somebody came and took it over to the carpenter shop over at the school, and got all that cleaned out, and it looks really good. So
It's so nice.
Well, I'm going
and-
to get me a costume, like an old-timey teacher outfit. And when we get that building ready, we'll have those little babies come over and see what it was like to
If you
learn
need a
with
big,
a little.
you need a big bell.
Yeah, ring that bell.
I'd love to have an outside bell.
Well, we do need that.
Yeah, just to
Well,
hang
I
on the
would think
thing. where-
you, Dr. Harris, could get that out of SPLOST money. I
Like
bet
on,
that's
See, why
what
not?
is
I
that
bet that
Little
board would
House on the
approve that.
Prairie?
Yes,
they
or
have-
Wind
Yes.
Calls the Heart. Oh, that's one of my favorite shows.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is. I know
Throw you
Leanne
some
was telling me.
wildflowers out there.
Leanne had gone somewhere where they redid
for it.
They redid an old school, and somewhere down in below Atlanta somewhere, and all the things that they did, it looks too new. Like they
Well, did you
polished
ever
some-
get a desk?
Yes.
You did. Okay.
Yeah. I got a few old
precious.
desks and things like that to just see what they. Some like I sat in the sixth grade,
Well, he works very hard on that. I've seen him out there many times.
Lord, I remember when he was moving it. It was a
Oh, it was a
Big project.
big project. And then when the tornado came through and blew it down, and we had to start all over again.
Well, it's a treasure to the community.
It is.
It really is.
And I tell people about it all the time. And I hope teachers, especially in the grammar schools, will go over there and take their kids in there, get a bus and drive them over there and just let
Yeah,
them
and
go
I'm going
in
to be
and-
there with my costume on.
Yeah, and see what, especially when
need
it
to
gets
be.
springtime.
Hey, speaking of dressing up, let's show that picture that we have of Dr. Harris
Uh-oh.
with this little girl. And you know what? I know she's. I think this is just her. I don't think she's really trying to alter her appearance or looks. But look at this.
Oh, yeah. That's
she looks-
Caitlin Hedden.
She looks like a mini you.
Everybody calls her Little Dr. Harris. And isn't she the sweetest thing?
Isn't that cute?
And what was
Yes.
that? Did she get an award or something?
That was after the play last year, the little
she
Putnam
play
County
you?
spelling bee. No.
Oh, yeah.
But Caitlin is adorable. She's one of our young authors. She's
All
one
she
of our
needs is
brightest
some black
students.
glasses.
I know. And her mother says their family calls her Little Dr. Harris.
Well, how sweet.
So I think she's precious. So I'm honored.
Yeah, we had that
to-
picture and wanted to show that to you.
Yeah, we were talking. We all went in there to look at it. And they said, "Well, it does look like her." So,
Yes.
yeah, it
I'll
really
take
does.
her.
Yeah,
I'll take her as my little pretend daughter.
yeah.
Well, we're going to close up, but we appreciate you coming.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate all your information, all your hard work, the board's hard work,
Thank you.
the staff, the teachers. I know there's a lot of good things going on over there. And as I said earlier, I'm so excited because I have 2 little grandchildren coming up over there.
Well, good.
They're at the elementary school right now with and Miss Blevins. Now, listen, you know, I think she does a wonderful job.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how those Blevinses are.
If
They're
they
good people.
They're good people.
if they
They're
can't
good
make it happen, it just ain't gonna happen, is it?
That's right.
No.
But I mean, you go over there and she's on the roof, or she's
I know.
dressed up. I mean, she's just
She's all in. And
She
you know,
is.
I'll tell you a little secret.
Don't tell me you're promoting her and getting her out of there. Don't do
Dade,
that.
no. Dade Elementary is about to get a huge award.
Oh, great.
Yep.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll
Well,
be a
you
surprise
know,
after Christmas.
This is the thing, and I always tell you when I tell you my opinion, I'm not really on the inside. I'm just out here and I hear things and see things and, go to a few things here and there. And I may make people mad sometimes with things I say, and I don't mean to. But the thing that impresses me the most about her is when they put those two schools together several years ago. I was here and witnessed all that. It seemed like there was a principal after a principal after a principal. Great people, but it just seemed like nobody could wrap their arms around the whole big thing and make it function like it should without a lot of chaos and just an outsider looking in. That was my opinion. But it's like she went over there and wrestled everybody in.
The thing that used to gripe me the
and
most.
got it going. And I just don't hear the stuff that I used to, it's just like everybody.
She's great.
It's just running like a well-oiled machine.
The thing that used to
thank
gripe
you.
me the most is about how much teachers make. I said I wouldn't teach for ever how much they made. A teacher has a tough job, especially this day and
That's right.
day and time. And one other quick thing about when is Paula's? Has that been announced yet? When?
It is. Paula Stallings is retiring the 1st of March.
Yeah.
We're going to really miss her.
Oh, and she's been there, what, 30?
38, 39
yeah. Oh, I
years.
know.
Wow.
She's been there a
forever.
long time.
Wow.
She's a
gonna
great
take-
gal.
She's going to take a lot of knowledge. The sweetest girl.
She
is so
is.
sweet.
She was the homecoming queen.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah. She is. She's so sweet.
Yes, she is.
really is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming
All
on.
right.
All right. Well, you know what? She's going to get up and leave.
She's going to get
I know Nathan's
She's trying
over
to
here
get rid-
wanting to tell about the expo.
We've done told about the expo.
Yeah.
We done got that covered.
Yeah.
I was
He'll
gonna
he'll
get
He
up
just
and
over it.
wants
give it-
some TV time.
He'll get over it. He'll get over it.
Well, the expo is going to be good, and the Davis children will be performing at 2 p.m.
And
So you don't wanna miss
I
that.
will say this: I help him work on that, and I appreciate you always helping make that happen because it is a great community thing.
It's a
and
big deal.
So
Yes.
well attended.
People are amazed.
He said
how
there's
many-
100 different booths.
Yes, but
Yeah.
there'll be more
Amazing.
than that by the time by this weekend. There'll be a few more, jump in here at the last
It's
minute.
amazing how
great.
many local businesses we have. People don't realize that. It's really great.
But thank you all for tuning in. Remember the Business Expo, and it starts at
10 o'clock, I believe. Nathan is 10 o'clock on Saturday, 10 to 6. What time is the expo?
think it's
10 to
over.
4?
Yeah.
10 to 4, and
the
then there'll be the Christmas
parade.
parade.
The Christmas
At
parade.
6.
Immediately
And the
following.
Davis children will be singing joyfully at 2 p.m. You don't want to miss that.
Yes, at the Business Expo.
That's right, at the high school.
Okay, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
You've been watching Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of staff nor the management of KWN Community TV Channel 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Join us every week for another edition of Around Town on KWN TV 7.